it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am here today to plan in my memory planner using only stickers. I do think that I'm going to use one stamp just for the monthly, just to show that it's September, but that is it. I am using the Heidi Swap Storyline chapters. I am still in the month of September. Actually, I have several weeks before that to use, but that's cool. And I don't mind that one little bit. I am using the Doodles and Dashes 2 collection from Coco Daisy. I sure do love it. It is so pretty. I love the color palette, and I find that it is perfect for September, October, November. Quite frankly, minus the pumpkins, it would be fine for spring too. The colors are just really versatile and so pretty. I am adding the date circles right through here first, and then I will get started. I did not have very many photos for the week. I printed them using my Canon selfie printer. I used an app called Pick Frame, and this week I printed them 2x3 since I didn't have very many of them, and I thought, well, let's try this out and see if, because I don't have very many, if I like this size. Well, I don't. So I will spend some time cutting a few of them down here in a minute. It's just a little spoiler alert for you. But I recommend that. What, you ask? Changing things up every now and again. It's good to reevaluate every now and again to see if, in fact, the things that you thought that you liked are still the things that you liked. If the things that you thought that you didn't like were the things that you still don't like. If maybe your methods have changed. So that's kind of where I was at for this week, because I thought that in the past I didn't like the scale on this size of paper. That is still true. But I also thought, well, maybe it was because I had too many photos also. That was probably also partially true. I will say that it is mostly still true because of the scale of the size of paper. But it's good to know that if something was really important, I could print it on a 2x3 photo. However, for the most part, I still prefer the 1.5x2. So, good to know. So I have trimmed down some of the photos where I could lose some of that without losing any of the story. So I wasn't going to reprint the photos or anything like that. It wasn't that important to me. If it was, I would have reprinted them. So some of the photos, I just trimmed them down, and this made it so much better. So not having all of these enormous photos, which not all of them were enormous, and they're really not enormous. I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit. Now I'm finding the overall placement for the photos. Some of these are on the actual dates that they're taken. Some of them are not. Now, for example, the photo of Albert Pujols, it's important to me that I place that on the day that it happened, on September 23rd. He hit his 700th career home run. So it was important to me that I place that on September 23rd because that's the day it actually happened. It's kind of like a historical thing. It's a record. I want that to be on the day that it happened. The picture of the plumeria in the backyard, it doesn't really matter if I put it on the 23rd or if I put it on the 22nd. It was there both days, so it doesn't really make a difference. The picture of my son's car in front of my house, I mean, it doesn't really make any difference. It's always parked on the curb in front of my house. So those types of things, like, it's nice if it can be on the day, but it doesn't have to be in some cases. So I'm going to begin my decorative clusters. I put down the background and then that little washi looking strip and then a little bit branch of leaves and then a floral on top of the branch of leaves. I love the way these clusters come together. I find that having 3 elements just really works. It always makes it feel very balanced. And you're thinking, Jenny, that's 4. It is 4. But in this case, I feel like the leaves and the flowers together create one decorative element. If they don't feel that way to you, that's okay, but to me they do. Now I know that I want my second cluster to be one of these clear stickers over here. I'm still kind of thinking about where it's going to go. So in the meantime, I'm just going to use these tall, thin stickers to create a little cluster here in the center. I want them to feel really light, really airy, so that's why I'm just adding a few of those right in the middle to not take up a whole lot of visual space. Now down here, I'm going to place the vertical box and then use the clear sticker with the quote offset just a tiny bit, and then add that other little sticker over there. I actually don't like it at all. I should have probably removed it. I don't like the white sticker with the stem next to it. It just didn't turn out cute, but when the week is finished and everything comes together, it's really not that big of a deal. So leaving it doesn't really seem like a problem, but I also don't love it, and I could have peeled it off and felt very happy with the end result. So now I'm going ahead and adding stickers for my activities and events. That is another way that I absolutely love using stickers. Stickers always end up being amazing for decor. You can just set the tone for the week based on the decorations, and I love that they add very little bulk whatsoever. And then I also love using stickers for being able to write down all of the activities, where we went, who we saw, the different things that we did while we were at these places. And the Cocoa Daisy boxes are some of my favorites because there's a wide variety of sizes. Now I love those circles too because they are really fun, especially in these weeks in my memory planner or in my planners in general, where there are at least 7 rectangles. It is really nice to be able to add a circle. So you're thinking, 7 rectangles, what are you talking about? The overall layout is a rectangle, and then there's 7 days, so there's 7 rectangles right there, and then you add a notes section down there. There's an 8th rectangle, so there's actually 9 in this particular layout. And then if you're using like something like, I say, a classic happy planner or a big happy planner, then you actually have 7 days, 3 boxes, so you really actually have 22 rectangles. It's just nice to be able to use a couple of circles. That's all I'm saying. It just really softens it up. It changes the dynamic a little bit. And I do think that it just, like I said, changes it up a little bit. So now I'm continuing to use more boxes, and one of the other things I like to do with the circles is I like to use them by trimming one of the edges off just a tiny bit and having it sit flush against the edge of a rectangle or the page. It really just creates a fun, it just looks really cool when you're finished. Now, another type of sticker that I enjoy using very much is alphabet stickers. I don't use them every week, but I do use them fairly frequently. I think that they're just a really special way to say something very ordinary. So, for example, my sons went to an Obey, it's a brand, warehouse sale, and they did some shopping. It makes it look special when you use these alphabet stickers. I could have written it just like I wrote all of the rest of the things, and it wouldn't have been any different than anything else. But using alphabet stickers really takes it up a notch. It really makes it a little bit special. It elevates it, if you will. And I really like that a lot. And it was just very simple, just using alphabet stickers. So I think it's a way to just, like I said, take up your, whatever it is you're doing, take it up a notch. And very, very simple. Now I'm going to draw some lines for my journaling. I'm using the thinner part of my mild liner. I love this. I'm using the Cocoa Daisy, the exclusive Cocoa Daisy set. This is such a great way to infuse a little extra color to your layout. Especially, I like to do this especially because if you think about it, you're using white paper. There's a lot of white, you know, in the background. And so you're just adding a little extra pop of color. And you don't have to write with a colored pen or anything like that. You can use your favorite pen. And then you can just make little journaling lines. And in this case, it's just like a beige marker. It's not anything crazy. It's not really, it doesn't stand out terribly, but you can have those nice straight lines in which to add your journaling. I'm just using lines basically to tell stories about specific photos this week. Some weeks I do that, and some weeks I add lines to just give a general overview of the weeks. It really just depends. There's no rhyme or reason. And then that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much and make it a great day.